Three, two, one. What is up, everyone? Back to the channel. It's me, the Eagle Viewer slash Reactor, and it is currently early, pretty early in the morning. It's not late at night. I say early morning right now. Giving a little bit of background information. So I'm like, all right, just record a video. We have the Mandalorian Grogu official final trailer 2026 that we're going to be checking out. Let me see if okay, yeah. We have one from um, the Disney Star Wars channel and one from the IMAX channel. I think I'll watch the IMAX one. That one's just a little bit longer, maybe. I'm not sure why. Anyways, before we get into it, I just want to know how everyone's doing, how we're settling in. I did make a video earlier for the Spider Noir trailer. You can go check that video out as well. And I made on that video, I said that I'd be making more videos afterwards because, once we're in this time of the year, that's when more movies are out. Usually it's January and February, things are settling in, but afterwards, we're kind of like full swing ahead from there on out. I do believe, and I want to fact check myself on this one. Let me see this over here. Yeah, so there's also Project Hail Mary. I didn't do a trailer reaction to it yet. So either if I do end up watching the film, I might just make a reaction to it, or maybe if they drop another trailer, maybe I'll react to it, or maybe I'll react to a previous trailer if you guys want. Well, that for me, I've already seen them. I just didn't make a reaction to it, just because I didn't want to be. I wanted to just view it as a casual person, and me not reading the books or the book. I think there's only one made make some people mad. I'm sorry about it. It just looked interesting, so please don't blame me for that. But I have heard good things about it. But that's not what we're here to talk about anyway. So just let you guys know what's up and coming and that more videos are on the way. All right, now let's talk with Mandalorian and Grogu, right? So, 'cause I want to keep this video fairly short. I do want to mention from what lens I'm going to be viewing this trailer before I do so. I have heard things about it. I have heard things. I do know that YouTube was sort of down around the time of its release. I don't know what specific hours for you it may have been. Luckily, I wasn't on YouTube too long, um, just because I was busy doing other things. But I did write a note on my to-do list to react to the trailer, so we're here to do just that. And for me, about Mandalorian, let's just quickly go over because I'm sure other people have said stuff. I've online been pretty, not too happy about this project. As I've stated before, it's not really Disney Star Wars that I'm disappointed with. It's more so the fact that Mandalorian has disappointed me and other Star Wars projects that we've got recently in terms of the shows themselves. And my worry kind of stems from where we were at. So let me tell you a quick story. Hopefully it's quick because I know you guys want me to react to the trailer, but I want to give some context here. So let's go back to 2019, right? When still in school and learning and all, and it's 2019, right? And everyone's getting Disney Plus if they can afford it. So that's one of my friends who got Disney Plus, right? What should I watch on it? Because that's what I was pretty much officially a Marvel fan around 2019 in the sense that I'd seen all the movies once, but I was all caught up with everything. I think Endgame may or may not have been out yet. I think it was out by the time I got it. So, I was all caught up with the MCU. I'm like, all right, well, is there anything new that I should watch? And he told me he was watching Mandalorian. I was like, Mandalorian, nice. And then I said, that's a Star Wars project. And let me tell you guys something. I had not seen any Star Wars at all before that. My parents, my dad especially, had mainly watched Star Trek, so it was more so on me to go out and watch Star Wars. Maybe the movies were on Netflix, but I never really cared to find them. And yes, I know I was missing out on the whole pop culture stuff, but I'm like, I'll watch it sometime, maybe. And then I was thinking, should I watch the movies before I watch Mandalorian? I'm like, screw it. I just want to see something new. I don't want to go and watch the old stuff. I don't know if the movies were on Netflix before they came to Disney Plus, and I don't know when that transition happened. I do remember on Netflix, and it said like Avengers Infinity War leaving this day because, everything's going to be making its way to Disney Plus. So I was like, all right, well, I guess we'll see what happens. So I watched Mando season one. It was the first piece of Star Wars I ever watched, and I enjoyed it. And then I watched, and that was 2019. 2 years later, season two came out. 2021, watched season two. And yeah, with the last episode of season two, you'd be like, okay, I know who Luke Skywalker is, right? The whole thing that he's a Jedi, but I don't know too much about him. So I'm like, all right, now I'll go and watch the movies, right? And then the problem sort of came up is I'm like, yeah, and sorry, I still have not seen Clone Wars till this day. I'm just gonna put it out there. And it was back to the movie stuff. All right, how do I watch the movies? Because one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Yeah, I did end up seeing the sequels. Or do four, five, six, one, two, three, seven, eight, nine. Because the order is kind of mismatched. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do the same thing I did for Marvel, which is my advice for anyone who wants to really watch almost anything. Do it release order first. That way, if there's any plot hole later on, you'll know it's because they couldn't keep up with the continuity they set up initially. It's not like some mistake. Star Wars sort of does have that problem, I guess, with the birth of Luke and Leia, I think. Um, just because the dates and everything doesn't perfectly match up, I believe. But you can correct me about that in the comments. That's just what I heard. Maybe I'm thinking something else. So I watched 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, then 7 and 9. I did also watch the sequels. I didn't hate them when I first watched them too much, but after reading the comments, I could be like, I can see why people don't like them. The first movie I probably saw was probably Episode 7 because that came out in 2015, when I was in Boy Scouts and all of that. And I think, when we were out, I think they played the movie because it must have been fairly recent to when I saw it first. But yeah, now that's like 10 years ago, so I was in a completely different place and time back then. And so that happened. And then I watched the movies. And I did end up catching Rogue One as well. I don't remember when exactly I saw it, but I did see it. In terms of movies, that's all I've seen. I've not seen Solo, Star Wars Story. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah. I could just feel how Disney's Star Wars won. 2015 you got A New Hope, which was fine, but kind of a rehash of it was the nostalgia, but it was also kind of a rehash of what episode four was like, with the way that the characters and the setting was all kind of set up. But maybe I guess they liked it, and then a year later you got Rogue One, but then you dropped episode eight and then episode nine, and yeah, sort of fell off the bandwagon from there. So now Disney Star Wars must have been looking like, okay, how do we sort of course correct and figure things out here? Then they go ahead and cast Pedro Pascal. And I'll be honest, I don't know what Pedro Pascal really did before Mandalorian. Now he's in a lot of stuff. Last year he was in a lot of projects, people making memes about it, how he's like almost in every single thing. Yeah, he was in Superman as well. Kidding. But, he really made a name for himself. So I think it's cool that Disney sort of snuck him in before. I mean, they did that again with Fantastic Four, but you know, right place, right time sort of thing. And because dude's a talented guy, I'll give you that. Yeah, I don't know if he enjoyed really, not showing his face and all of that too much. Because some people were saying that he only did the voice, the speaking part. It was someone else in the suit, maybe for season three, especially because he kind of got tired of doing that. I don't know how true all that stuff is. You guys can for sure let me know in the comments below. I do want to know more about the backstory because when I watched the show, I was like, wow, this is pretty good. It was really easy for me to get into. I'm like, this is cool stuff. Yeah, people are like Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda. I'm like, I know who Yoda is, but I don't really know too much about it until yeah, I realized he speaks in not a normal way. So I did get the full context as well. And yeah, I've not seen Clone Wars at all. But anyways, so I finished watching the movies because sorry, Clone Wars is too long, you guys. I just don't think I can fully commit to something like that yet. And again, my parents didn't really introduce me to this stuff, so I have to take on the burden of watching Star Wars. I say burden in the sense of with pride, I guess. Yeah, Luke, I'm your father. It's no, I'm your father. You gotta make that course correction, you guys. You could say it's the Miranda effect all you want, but like, who started this trend really? Like, are you just stupid? Can you not quote things the way they are? Or is it just better to say it that way instead? I don't know. But anyways, we got that, and then we got Book of Boba Fett, which I watched, and we got the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I was all caught up with the movies in time for that, thankfully, so I was good there. And in Book of Boba Fett, right? And again, these two shows are pretty mediocre, so you can see the direction you were heading in, right? In Book of Boba Fett, one of the episodes, it was sort of like Mando 2.5, where they pretty much the ending of season two was perfect. I'm like, all right, the whole plot of season one and two was to get Grogu back to a place where he could be safe and learn all he needs, his powers are sort of kicking in and all. So, he went with Luke Skywalker and he would train him, right? But then they were like, yeah, but we don't like this. I don't know if it was Favreau's decision or somebody else's, but what was his name? Dave Filoni. I keep sometimes I forget. Yeah, Dave Filoni. He was also there, right? I wasn't entirely sure. Lucasfilm Studios. I wasn't entirely sure who's made that sort of decision, I guess. And it's like, we want it back in Mando season three because it was greenlit. You guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but the ending of Mando season two was pretty much like peak time to be a fan of the show. You had two great seasons, and the ending of season two was top notch. And both, it wasn't just the ending. Overall, the episodes, the storytelling was darn good, right? I really enjoyed those two seasons. And afterwards, you were telling me in Book of Boba Fett we got to bring him back and undo the impact of season two's ending. I was like, what is going on? I'll go with it, I guess. But I was like, okay, I see. It's the fact that Mando needs to be reliant on Grogu. You can't tell a Mando story without Grogu, Baby Yoda not being in it. Is that really the case? We need to keep selling our merchandising. Oh, look how cute he is. There's not a really cool story we can tell. All right, fine, you watch Mando season three. Nope. Let's give us the Mando lore first, of course, and let's watch him take a two and a half long episode, 2.5 episode long bath, which I'm taking from the pitch meeting of season three by Ryan George. That one was absolutely hilarious. I think I've watched, and I have to tell you another honest truth. I didn't finish watching season three on my first try. I think it was the third last. I was fed up with the show beyond that. I'm done with this, y'all. This is so boring. I wish I stayed till the end because the ending of the third last episode was fine, but other than that, it was just boringness. And the one before, I had some hope that the next episode would be good because at the ending, I don't know if I have a post credits, but it ended with the guy who freed um the villain in Mando. Yeah, I'm forgetting names, you guys. Sorry. Um, Moff Gideon, right? Was done by Mandalorians, right? And I'm like, all right, so maybe the next episode we'll pick up with that, right? Nope, no, not yet, not yet, because first we got to bring in Jack Black and someone else and have Mando help them out instead. But then I guess the ending of that episode is fine, so I watched the pitch meeting. Then after some time, I'm like, you know what? Might as well watch the season and close the book on it eventually, right? You already screwed over the ending. I know where the season's heading. It's gonna be pretty mediocre. But then I watched it. I don't know if it was last year or sometime before. Because season three was 2023, right? Season one was 19. Season two was 2021. Season three was 2023, I believe. And 2026 is the movie, right? So like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. I watched till the end. I was like, okay, I wish I stuck around until the ending of the third last episode because the last two episodes are actually pretty good, right? But they carry the season so hard. You don't get to do that, okay? And it's fine. Your last episodes can be good, but the others need to be decent. At least tell a story, not just have them do a bunch of random side quests that are pretty weird. And one episode doesn't even have barely as Mando in it. It's about something completely different. The actress who was in Dead Reckoning. She's not Dead Reckoning, The Final Reckoning. She's been in a lot of stuff. And she was in that episode, I guess. Sort of a person you should not trust. I'd say. Yeah, it's very persuasive with their methods, though. But maybe it could be sort of leading into episode seven and how things aren't exactly what they seem. Maybe I don't know. They've been a setup for that. Anywho, Book of Boba Fett happened. Was pretty disappointed. Mando was like, "All right, fine. You bring me Grogu, and I'll just show up in your last episodes and help you defeat some of the bad guys. I'm gonna ride on cool and colorful scooters or whatever, bikes." Yeah, it became a bit too much over there. So that happened, and then I was like, all right. I think at first maybe season four is going to be greenlit, but they're like, you know what, let's just turn it into a movie. And at that period of time, like, okay, so this is really going to cap things off, the whole story, the journeys that we've been on. But now people are telling me we may be in store for a season 5. So I don't really know. All right. Oh, and then we get the Super Bowl, right? People are saying there's going to be a trailer for the movie and all. We did get the teaser. We did get a teaser, as well, which I don't think I reacted to. But there was a Super Bowl commercial. People were saying it was just like something for Budweiser because it's kind of weird. Like what are we doing here? The whole "May the Force be with you" thing just lost its meaning by now. Thanks, Disney. No, I'm kidding. Um, but yeah, we got the trailer. I think I've explained everything to you guys from what lens I'm going to be watching this. Sorry for the history lesson, but that's where I'm at right now. So if I'm confused about something, please fill me in the comments below. As I'll say again and again, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan out there. I'm more of a casual viewer, and I'm fine with that. Again, I don't rewatch stuff. I barely rewatch Marvel movies. I only do them unless my friends are doing it, then I do it with them. But otherwise, I'd just be like, all right, done and done. And if you like Star Wars a lot, you can rewatch it, I guess. And I will say, for rewatching it, you pick the order, right? Like you know what's best by now, I guess. And just maybe not do the sequels. I first heard the machete order. I think that's what it's called. That's what because people asked, right? My junior year of high school English teacher, right? They were asking what's his Star Wars watching order, and he said it's four, five, um, one, two, six, then three, right? Which I think is called Machete Order. Yeah, it's not original, okay? Sorry, actor Superman, but Dave Cornswell, you did not come with it. I'm not blaming him or anything. It's people like, oh, what a revolutionary idea! You preserve the twist. Like, okay, cool, do whatever you want, man. I think that's been a pretty popular order, and then you just don't watch the sequels. Because even if you watch seven, what's the point, right? You're not gonna watch eight or nine, so let's leave things there. But maybe Snick and Andor, because Andor, not Andor, sorry, Rogue One movie, right? Rogue One is in between episodes 3 and 4, right? 3.5 essentially. Um, yeah, and the precursor to Rogue One is Andor, which I did not watch. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's probably the best piece of Star Wars, maybe besides Mandalorian out there in terms of the shows, but I didn't. I just didn't feel as interested in seeing it. And are they going to do a precursor to Andor, or is that the guy's name? I don't know. Who orchestrates the plan, and they all die at the end of Rogue One, because yeah, interesting ending. I heard like Rogue One is one of the few movies that actually benefited from doing a lot of reshoots towards just before the release of the film. I don't know how true that is, but maybe you guys can fill me in if you know the logistics of the filming behind that project. Anyway, so we're here. We got the trailer. I've heard things about it, and now you guys know where I'm seeing it from. The lens I'm going to be watching it in. So yeah, I've yapped for a while. All right, you guys are getting bored. Let's check this out and see where we go from here. I got it pulled up over there. Hopefully, I don't have issues loading this thing. If there's a problem, I'll just say it's because YouTube's been down, right? So we can blame someone about it. All right. Um. Okay, I do have it there, so I just literally need to adjust my webcam. Yeah, you guys can see it. It is over there. And let's put this thing over here. I think that's good, yeah. It'll stick. Okay, there we go. And now, let me bring myself into it. There. Okay, I'll just go down here. Right. Subtitles aren't annoying. I can leave them on. Alright, just the sound. I think that's good. It is early in the morning, so hopefully it doesn't annoy anybody right now.
Hey, never touch the buttons. can use some information.
Whoa, for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a hut.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Alright.
Gangsters. War criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
Cool.
This isn't about revenge.
Cool from every sci-fi movie.
It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
You will suffer,
Pedro Pascal.
and then it will be his turn.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor.
May
The kid will live
22nd.
centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for? Let's save the rest for after dinner.
Nope. We're not waiting. Alright, cool. We got that. Okay, yeah. That's probably why it was a bit longer. Anyways, yeah. Let me maximize my webcam now. But actually, let me see if there's anything I missed, while watching it. So we got a lot going on. It's a good thing Pedro Pascal's actually on set and they're not, using someone else to wear the suit for him because maybe he got annoyed by it while doing season 3 or whatever. He's doing both this time, not just the voice, but he's also there on set, which made sense because I think he did Fantastic Four, and I don't know when he shot this one because I know he was doing this and also Doomsday, but yeah, it's all said and done, I guess. We'll be watching this in IMAX, maybe, if it all works out, hopefully. And we got what? We got 3 months, a little over 3 months, right, until it comes out. So yeah, there's still some time left. But I'm just gonna say this, you guys, like this scene, that was cool, right? And I'll say it again though, the CGI and VFX can be as good as it is, but if like the story isn't actually there, then like what's the point, honestly? So yeah, it's a make of it what you will, I guess, sort of thing. Anyways, what are people saying about it? Um, some people are complaining why they didn't show this at the Super Bowl. I mean, the impact is about the same. I guess if they did in the Super Bowl, more people would have watched it at that specific moment in time. I wonder what people are saying in response. Oh yeah, they're saying how expensive it would have been because you're only allowed like a 30-second thing, and then you typically end with go watch the full thing online. So it's like why waste money to do that? Um, Someone's complaining about Andor, and someone responded to them saying how good it is. Yeah, I'm sure Andor is great. It's just I didn't feel like watching it. I don't really get into arguments. People can voice their own opinions, but the consensus was Andor was good. And just because didn't watch it doesn't mean I'm gonna join the hate bandwagon for it. Just wasn't my thing. But if it was your thing, please enjoy it. I'm sure it's good. Yeah, yeah, y'all are gonna hate me for that, right? No, I'm kidding. Anyways, my thoughts about it are, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Again, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, so I can't really do the whole breakdown to it compared to Marvel because I've just seen almost every Marvel movie. I've not seen every Marvel movie, that's for sure. And by every, I mean every single one. But in terms of the MCU, yes. In terms of X-Men, 90%. And in terms of Fantastic Four, I've only fully seen the MCU one, so I'm sorry about that. I've not seen Blade. I've seen Incredible Hulk, but I haven't seen the Ang Lee one, and I have not seen the original Captain America film, and I've not seen Howard the Duck, and I've not seen certain Sony films. Yeah. Actually, that's a lie. I have not seen every single MCU film. I'm not going to say which one I haven't seen, but I've seen the rest. Anyways, looks like we're almost out of time here in the sense that I gotta go and get stuff done. But please let me know what you guys thought of that final trailer. It's surprised that this is the final one. I thought they'd be doing more marketing. I just feel like they did it kind of too early because they did sort of the first trailer and people weren't the happiest about it, maybe. And then we got the final one now. So I'm just like, I don't know. Feels a little early for that. I would have done final March, mid-March would have made more sense, and then tickets on sale, late April or early May, something like that. It just feels like a month kind of too soon, maybe. I don't know. That's why I didn't complain about them not showing it at the Super Bowl. I'm like, they got time. They got time. Yeah. But hey, we got this one. Maybe we'll get a brand new day next. Who knows? Will Disney nudge Sony into dropping that bad boy out? We'll see. Anyway, guys, we made it to the end of the video, so congrats. The Eagle vs. Reactor is out. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.